And aloha! Welcome to the BlueNate Fan Report. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I'm your host on the only program that is by a fan, for the fan, and absolutely about you, the fan.
So are you Guy or Guy?
Ed Danowski.
You're not in Hawaii?
I wish.
To Mr. Gary Younger.
Hi, Guy.
Hey, sir, how are you?
And Brock, how are you doing?
Doing great, sir. Doing great. Honored to have you on the show.
You know, I had the privilege while I was in the forces, in the Canadian Armed Forces, to take the Stanley Cup to Afghanistan. Only hockey fans would deploy to Afghanistan where it's 105 to 135 degrees every day, and they'd take their hockey sweaters and play ball hockey. This is the year for the Leafs. The Leafs are going to win it all this year. One of the players down the line said, "You got to be kidding. The Taliban got a better chance of winning the cup."
Pissed Off Fan Report. That's right, you got Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan here, and he is absolutely pissed off today. So that's why he's here talking. I can't have my big setup yet because with one arm and nobody to really fucking help me, not much I can do to get it all set up. I'm in a bad fucking mood. So what the hell? Why not? Let's just talk about some Blues hockey. Let's talk about hockey, period. Got Brad saying, did you talk about St. Louis Corner? I have no fucking clue what you're talking about, Brad. Sorry. Hey, Mary, how you doing? You're one of my best friends. Can't wait to hear that again. Well, I'm not sure what you were talking about there, but let's just get on to it and talk about the big thing that's going on, the number one news of the day. Practice was held yesterday, and Vladimir Tarasenko spoke. Okay, great. I can't believe how some people are taking the narrative and twisting it like they do. Right now, I've been accused of doing the same thing, and I get that, I understand, but I got to tell you, how can you take what he said as, I don't like being here, I'm just going to do my job so they leave me alone, and I'm gonna hate everybody, and the Blues are going to hate me too. I have no clue how you got that. First of all, the guy speaks a different language. So his English comes out differently. For somebody who lived for 12 years in foreign countries, I understand how the English doesn't translate right. I get it. I understand that. Trust me. I've lived with someone whose English was a second language for 30 years. I fucking get it. But if you don't, oh my goodness, get your head back in the game. Let me understand. Let me explain to you what he did. If anything, he screwed the Blues over because he said, I'm here to play. I'm going to do my job no matter what. He basically said, I don't care what the relationship is. Right now, the Blues are trying to repair that relationship. I've heard somebody out there in one of the groups said, Tarasenko's losing his A. He doesn't deserve his A. I'm sorry. That is idiotic. And you know what? if you're trying to repair a relationship, yeah, let's go piss the guy off even more and take his letter away. Yeah, come on, that doesn't work. That absolutely does not work. And you know what else doesn't work? You not commenting. If you don't comment, I don't know what's going on. Otherwise, I'm just going to blather on. It's going to be incoherent, and you don't care, and nobody will watch. This show is for you and about you. So you've got to comment. You've got to bring things up. You're part of the show, so be part of the show, right? Really, really, really cool. Okay, that big difference there. See, now to me, of all the issues that were brought up yesterday, Jack Eichel was the biggest non-issue, right? That was the biggest non-issue. This guy has a neck injury, and the type of surgery he wants, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. And I get it. I'm sorry, Eichel losing his C has nothing to do with the Tarasenko situation. Absolutely, in my eyes. Right? Well, we don't know if Tarasenko is going to play tomorrow or not. I actually think he will. Well, I don't know. Just 2 practices. I think what you want to see in the first game like this is more your backup guys, your guys that need a chance to prove themselves. I see Prunovich being out there. I see Joshua being out there. Neighbors being out there. Those are the type of guys that I see being out there. And when you speak of young guys, you want to talk about the Blues making a big-ass mistake. If you watched the prospect tournament, and you know what? I don't have an issue with that, Bob. I really don't. I think that's absolutely fine. I could see him playing in that game, and I would see that being more of your starters. I see Hofer starting tomorrow. Hofer was not good. For him to be the goaltender of the future, he was not good at the prospect tournament. Not good at all, right? 3 of the first 4 goals he gave up were highly questionable, including the game winner in game 1, right? Jess, I wore this just for you. I'm in a pissed off mood, so I figured why not piss somebody else off? Oh, I'm going to hear it from them. But, that's how I feel about it. I got to tell you, I have followed Jeremy Rutherford, Tom Timmerman, Lou Korick, and Jim Thomas for a long time, right? I'm trying to say how to say. I will not say which one of them this is or which ones of them, but these guys, some of these guys are absolutely full of themselves, right? And I think that 2 of them write, just to get reads. They don't care about what they write. I honestly believe that, right? And I heard that from some ex-players while I was at the alumni camp, right? That they had been told that from other writers, that other writers write just to get reads. They just write, and some of them tell outright lies. Oh, I heard this when they never did. Let's see, Marianne is asking a pretty good question here. I'm not sure what you're asking there, Marianne. It got kind of cut off. There. Cardinals, yeah, we'll talk about them a little bit later on there, Josh. I'm not into the Cardinals right now. And hey, guys, there's groups out there to block me. Share it anyways. Tell them to go screw themselves, that they don't have a right to say what somebody can and cannot watch. Right? And that's my issue right now with a lot of people out there, a lot of groups on Facebook. What gives you the right to say, oh, I don't like him, so everybody in this group can't watch it? Don't go F yourself. Really. Yeah, I told you, I'm pissed off and I'm in a mood. Right? I really am in a mood. I've had so much happen to me today. I said, F it. Oh, who do I see as the A's? Well, I kind of see, I think, well, now they've done this in the past, and I've heard that they may do it again, but the source I'm not too strong on. Oh man, I pissed 4 people off. They just ran away. Yay, me. That they were going to do home and away A's, and they've done that before. They have done that before. Right now, I see the A's being Tarasenko and either Perron or Parayko. And that's kind of how I see it. Right? Well, Doc ignored me while I was in St. Louis, or at least he didn't want to talk to me. So, just like a lot of people did. And I'm not naming anybody. I know everybody's fucking busy, but a lot of you knew I was coming. A lot of you knew I was doing shows and you didn't show up because whatever. And yeah, I know I'm being pissed off, and I get it. And maybe I should just turn this off and not say anymore. But, I'm there for a month and did 5 shows and could, not counting the Don Brown event, count on one hand how many people showed up. And I'm sorry that, that just got, I'm funny, I guess. I think that's what she's saying. Not sure there. Tessa asking about my wrist. That's part of the reason I'm in a crappy ass mood, because my wrist hurts like hell. Right. I'm having a hard time dealing with it. I got to deal with 3 different hospitals, 2 different emergency systems, 2 different systems, and no one has their shit together. I go to get an x-ray today, and I sat there for 30 minutes while everybody else got called. So, and then finally someone goes, "Oh, sorry, we forgot about you." Yeah, we might be, Marianne. We might actually be. I'm in a crappy mood. Probably shouldn't be on. I absolutely probably shouldn't be on right now, but fuck it. Some of you are going to watch me. You know what? I'm starting to realize that, I used to think I was pretty good at this. I'm starting to realize I'm not. And it's just plain and simple. It'll come in time. It'll come in time. Well, it's been 3 years. If it hasn't come in 3 years, it's probably not going to come. Yeah, your ankle was a little different than mine. That's for sure. And I hope you get better. I don't do that. And that's just not who I am. I don't chill. I don't know how to chill. Right. I'm just pissed off and upset. Jess says, I forgot people in the waiting room before. I felt terrible. This wasn't forgetting me. This was actually me not even being put in the system. All right. So yeah, it was just that. And then the other thing that really upset me today. So here in Hawaii, they have a military housing system that opened up to civilians or to retirees. They have made retirees the lowest priority. We just don't matter. Okay. DOD workers, some who've never served in the military have a higher priority than we do. Tell me if that isn't screwed up. Well, I got an email from them on Monday telling me housing was available. I go over today and they say, "Oh no, I'm sorry. We shouldn't have sent you. We sent that in mistake. There's nothing available. Bye." Wait a minute. Isn't that fraud? You sent it. You said it. Your website says it. No, I'm calling you out. Yeah, I'm not. This is not a day to F with me. This really isn't. Right? Brendan, Bob and Michelle mentioned Brendan Guy earlier in a message. And you know what? That guy, pun intended, absolutely played himself onto an NHL roster. Why the Blues didn't give him a tryout, why he's not going to be in Rochester or not Springfield, makes no sense to me. Sorry, Lance, this is just one of those days where I've just had it. I've had it with everybody and everything and said, screw it, I'm just going to go off. It's better that I do it this way other than going into my head and being into a period of self-harm. which I probably would have gotten to. You know, not going to go there. You know, don't forget this mask. I've got to give this mask up by the end of next month, by the end of October. That's as far as I can go, right? And in order to do that, now it's missing one signature. It's going to get Ed Stanowski's signature right here, right? And this mask is worth $1,250. The highest bid on it's $500. And I'm sorry, I know the person that's got $500 on it, and I'd love to give it to him, but it's not. It's worth more than that, and I'm not going to just steal it away. So if you want this mask, get a hold of me, and let's talk. It's got Barrett Jackman's signature on it, Gary Unger's, Jamie Rivers, so many others, Bruce Affleck, Larry Patey, Gary Unger, Cam Jansen, you know, and I can't remember. Jeff Brown is on here. So you guys should really check this out, right? Okay, so on the cups, yes. There's been some shipping issues. We are working them out. Hopefully, cups are going to ship out next week. I'm going to work with Mike Zook. We're going to get them out. I'll get in contact with him this weekend. Make sure he understands who's ordered them and get them out. We're going to get them out. My t-shirts are out there. You guys wanted them. Now go order them, right? And we'll get them shipped out. You know, order them. That's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on you guys to order them, you know. I spent money. Help me out, you know. Well, Ryan, I don't know, because here's the thing. I can't watch the game. So I don't know, and I have listened to it on the radio, but it's really hard to dissect what I can't see. So tomorrow is a maybe. Now, I know it's on the Bally Sports app, but I don't know if I can get it. If there's some way that I can watch the game, then I probably will be on. But if not, no, it makes no sense for me to go on and do something like that, like I want to do. It really doesn't. I'm looking forward. I will say this. I'm looking forward to the season. And Mary asked about Hitch coming back. Well, I originally I was really upset about it. However, you know, if he's just in a let's pay him role, I say that. Well, I got to tell you, first of all, I think it's really messed up that they're going to pay somebody. I don't know how much they're paying them to really do nothing and raise ticket prices to cover it, because that's what they do. Right. And it's really questionable in my eyes. And it makes it hard for me. I got to tell you, my love affair with the Blues is slipping, especially with the Blues PR department. And I had a talk with Chris Kerber during the camp, and he asked me to do something, and I did, and I will. But at the same time, you know, you've branded me, and you're going to just leave that brand without even giving me a chance. And I have an issue with that. I really have a freaking issue with that. You know, one of the ways that I looked at was getting a partial season ticket package and then giving the tickets away. But I really can't afford that right now. I just don't have the money. You know, I got to move. I don't have anywhere to move to. I just, my life is topsy-turvy, and F it, you know. Wrote an article yesterday that 70 people read, or not even 70, you know. So I'm frustrated. I'm absolutely fucking frustrated. And if you like me for it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. You know, for me to sit there and go, oh, I have to be like this just so everybody thinks that I'm good and well, and no, fuck that. Anybody who's like that is telling you a lie right from the get-go. Sorry about that. Anybody that's like that is telling you a lie from the get-go, because nobody's like that, right? Nobody's that way. Nobody is. Absolutely nobody. Well, Josh, that doesn't surprise me, man. I knew you would, but I don't. you know, and most people don't, you know, this, I don't know what to do anymore. I really don't. I'll be honest. I'm on the verge of quitting after all the money I've spent and for the little progress that I made. It's telling me that I'm not good at this, that I don't deserve to do this, that you guys don't like me, that the majority of Blues fans don't like what I do. They'll listen to somebody else. They won't watch me. You know, I get kicked out of groups because of my passion, right? I can't post in the 3 biggest groups because of the stupid ass rules that make no sense, right? And, you know, what am I supposed to do? I cannot post in We All Bleed Blue fan group and Blues Nation because I posted this from my website and not YouTube. That's how stupid that was. And I can't post in St. Louis Blues Lounge. In fact, if you post my stuff in St. Louis Blues Lounge, you're kicked out. I did. I used another account, posted, and that was blocked instantly. People were reading the stuff, yet because it was me, because it's mine, blocked instantly. That's fucked up. And it makes no sense. And I'm sick of it. And then I'll tell you what. You want to see the Red Monster come out? My group, Hawaii STL Blues Fan Clan, 3 years now, 620. All Blues everything, brand new group, over 1,000 in 2 months. Why does everyone go to that group but no one go to my group? I mean, I'm being honest. Those are questions that I need to ask because I don't know. And you know what? The common denominator is me. So I have to blame myself. I'm the one that's all fucked up. So if it's me, why am I continuing to do it? That's the way I feel. And I'm just being honest right now. Right? Yeah, you know, they considered it, you're not allowed to post charity. All right, I could have posted it in the exchange. And then they said, oh, well, we told you several times. No, they didn't. And I never got the notice that it was removed. They can remove it without sending a notice. I've done that in my group. You don't have to send a notice. If you don't tell them what rule is broken, that's it. Hey, Jordan, how you doing? Thank you. So you know, that's kind of, you know, the way I feel right now. And yeah, I'm sorry if my going off is upsetting to people. You know, and no, I'm not blaming you guys. I'm blaming myself. I'm the one that's all fucked up. I'm the one that has the issues. I'm the one whose head is screwed up. I'm the one with narcissistic personality disorder. I'm the one that apparently doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, you know, have private conversations and I keep that to myself. And then when I kind of say, hey, no, I know something you don't, I get told what an idiot I am. You know, that's where I'm at. You know, that's where I'm at. I'm at a very, very bad point right now, you know, and I don't know what to do. You know, Twitter doesn't work for me. YouTube doesn't work for me. Facebook blocks me every chance they get. Right. Try and put it on the website, but that doesn't work either. So I don't know what else to do. I really don't. And I'm not talking hockey. Let's get back to the hockey. Come on, ask me a hockey question. Let's get hockey questions. Right? Let's get some hockey questions. And Danny, I wish I could come home. I really do. I wish there was a way. I wish there was something that I could do to get home. And I don't know what you're talking about, Brad. I don't know what colors you're talking about. Hey, guy, when one door closes, another one. Well, I wish that was true. I really do. But all I've seen is slam doors. I haven't seen even the ones that I get a toe into have been slammed back on me. So, you know, it's really hard on me right now. I got to be honest. right? Things are really, really freaking hard on me right now. The Cardinals. You know what? I don't have anything positive to say about the Cardinals. I really don't. I mean, everyone's getting up on this 12 or 13 winning streak. Where was that when they needed it? When they should have had it? When they could have won this division? Instead, they're going to have a one game playoff against the Dodgers, who are probably going to destroy them. All right, at least that's what I see. I mean, but in one game, anything can happen. Yes, divisions are back to normal, somewhat back to normal. Okay, so there were two changes this season. Seattle, who came into the league, is in the Pacific Division, and Arizona, who was in the West, are in the Pacific, has moved to the Central. I'm sorry, I just went blank. Brian Phillips, Brian Phillips wrote a really good article about the Central Division. You guys should check it out. I was really, really impressed by it. Central Intelligence, NHL Central Division preview, really good article. I thought he did a great job on it. Right. I think he did have a mistake that we caught later, and that happens, not everybody's perfect. And that's the one thing in this business. Everyone expects you to be perfect. No, I know I can't. No, I'll just put it there. It might show. Okay. So I can show it there. There's the article. It's on the fan report called Central Intelligence. Check it out. Really, really good article. Hey, Tessa, tell Forrest I said thank you. I mean, that kid did a really good job for me. I wanted to do something for him. I wanted to get him a T-shirt, but I never got to see him again. But he really did a great job that day. And I have a question for you. When you guys left, did you by any chance see a white hockey stick that everyone was signing? Or see someone have it, because it got lost. And I know they were looking for it, and I just was wondering if maybe you'd seen it or you knew it was for me and picked it up or something. So if you did, can you send me a PM about it? Thank you so much. Well, let's talk hockey. Let's get back to hockey, okay? Let's really get back to hockey. Blues this season, this is a make or break season for the front office in my eyes, right? There's been a lot going on, and I'm sorry. One of the things I had said, and I'm going to say this, there are too many Blues fans that are blinded by the cup. And I absolutely freaking mean that. This cup, that Stanley Cup, is about 3 foot tall, weighs about 35 pounds, made of silver, and for Blues fans, it shines with the brightness of 100,000 suns, because they don't see everything going on. I'll tell you what, I am so sick of "In Army We Trust." Chief will set them right. Chief won't let that go. Chief is the greatest coach ever. Bennington won us the cup, so he's the greatest Blues goalie ever. People. Oh, wow. From France. I've never seen somebody from France before. Welcome. Thank you so much. Well, that's a good question with the COVID vax. I'll answer that real quick. If a player is not vaccinated, they cannot go to Canada, so they will miss those games. In some cases, those players have been sent to Europe. How they're going to be handled is up to individual teams, right? And welcome from France. I really appreciate that. That's pretty cool. First, French, hey, man, check out stlfanreport.com. That's my website. That's where I do all my stories and stuff. You can check me out there. right? I got the little banner running. Check it out. You might actually enjoy some of the things that I say out there. So let's get back to the cup. There, and I'm going to write an article about this, so you're going to hear some of this ahead of time. There was a recent article from one of the guys that does Two Guys, One Cup podcast, and he listed his top 3 goalies in Blues history. His honorable mentions were Grant Fuhrer and Curtis Joseph. His number 3 was Bennington. I'm sorry, Bennington isn't even in my top 5. The cup, it was great. It was wonderful. It was won. We were the last team of the expansion era to get a cup. Of the original expansions, the last team. Pittsburgh, who came in the league with us, has 5. Philly has 3. The Kings have 2. Dallas has 1. We've tied Dallas. Dallas got theirs in 99. Our bitter rival, the team that we hate the most, a team that is our rival, got 3 in 5 years. They fired the second best coach in league history. Yet, for Blues fans, Berube is untouchable. I don't get it. Look, the cup was nice. We should have had more. We had a wide open, beautiful window, and we could have gotten more. 2 of the loss. Now, we have lost players. Really, we've lost 3 significant players from that cup run. 3. We lost Bomeister, we lost Pietrangelo, we lost Steen. Up until, and this is going into the bubble. Well, actually, this was going into last year. But into the bubble, right? Between the bubble, something happened in the bubble. I'm sorry. You can see it. If you don't see that this team changed between March 12th and the bubble, you are absolutely blind. What we saw in the bubble was not the same team that played in March of 2020. They weren't even close. And Berube had no answer. It was the coach's, it was his time. He should have had answers. Jaden Schwartz last year saying that he was worn out from his father. He mentally wasn't there, yet he was put on the ice every night. That's on the coach. Keeping speed in the press box is on the coach. Berube does not know how to coach speed, and he doesn't use speed. He wants to use a heavy game. And I thought about this. I thought about this last year, or I thought about this in the last couple of months. And I want to ask you guys, the ones that are watching, what you think about this. And if you remember this play, I think it was game 3. McKinnon was coming down the side, coming down the right-hand side. Tarasenko was with him in a defensive role. Now, first of all, Tarasenko's not a defensive player, but he was in a defensive role. And what did he do? He went and he tried to hit McKinnon. Well, he missed. McKinnon wide open, scores a goal. What if he stayed? What if he doesn't try and hit McKinnon and he stays with McKinnon? He forces McKinnon. He keeps McKinnon from turning towards the net and having a wide open shot. He forces McKinnon back behind the net and allows the defense to set up. No, actually, Joshua, I don't. Because it doesn't play. The heavy game doesn't play. And it was because of the heavy game that we got swept by Colorado. And if you want to play a heavy game this year, you're going to miss the playoffs. Watch what won the cup. Speed won the cup. The top two teams in the league were speed teams. Teams that are skilled and fast. That's what you need. We have the skill. We have speed. We don't use it. Kairu has speed. We don't use him. Mikola has speed. We don't use him. Joshua has attitude. We don't use him. Right? We have Clifford in a role that Maroon played. He's not as good as Maroon. And trust me, Maroon's not the reason that Tampa won 2 cups in a row. But he's part of the equation. He's a significant part of the equation. You can take him out, and yes, they're still probably going to win the cup. But it's going to take a longer road to get there. He's still part of the equation. Our heavy game worked 1 year, right? And if you think about this, let's go back. Let's go back a little bit and look at who's won the cup and what's happened to them. Tampa, St. Louis, Washington, Pittsburgh. 14 was the Kings. 15 was the Blackhawks. 14 was the Kings. 13 was the Blackhawks. 12 was the Kings. 11 was Boston. And 10 were the Blackhawks. Right? No, we're still trying to play a heavy game. We just don't have, but it's the heavy game isn't going to work. That's the problem. At least that's how I see it. Okay. I don't see that heavy game working. For a defensive team, we let in a lot of goals. That's the issue. We were a defensive team that let in a lot of goals and didn't score any. We weren't as defensive as we should have been. At least that's how I seen it. Right? This team was not. Let me see something. And I can't wear contact. I can't wear my contacts because I can't put them in. I can't hold my eye open right. So I got some issues there with putting contacts in. At the same time, my glasses aren't reading glasses. It makes it hard for me to see. I want to look something up here real quick. Give me a moment. St. Louis allowed 2.98 goals per game while scoring 2.98. They were 27, 20, and 9 for 63 points, which was 15th in the league. Right? It just, I don't know. It just, for me, it doesn't feel right. Now, the one that, the one that I really want to look at, and this is gonna, so how about this, guys? What if I told you? I can't even find them. They're so far down. Okay, here we go. What did I told you that the team that the Blues lost to in the first round of last season or 2020 probably wouldn't have made the playoffs hadn't there been the bubble? They wouldn't even have made the playoffs. Think about that for a second. Right? I'm going to look at the Western Conference, the 8 teams that would have made it. At the final, so you got St. Louis, Colorado, Vegas, that's 3, Edmonton's 4, Dallas is 5, Winnipeg is 6, Calgary is 7th. Nashville, Vancouver would have just slipped in at 8th. Nashville would have been 9th. But they were tied in row. Yeah, I think regular wins. Yeah, so they would have been the 8th seed. They would have been the 8th seed. And that, to me, to lose like they did there, just kidding. Do you think the Olympics will help this year or not? I honestly don't know. I don't know what the Olympics are going to do. I honestly don't know. It's going to be interesting to see who plays. I'd like to see both the Kachuk boys get on the USA team. I think USA could have a hell of a team. I think Russia could have a good team, but it all depends on who wants to play and how they set it up. I know the schedule's out. I haven't looked at the schedule, but I to me, I think the Olympics should have been. I would have rather the minor leaguers, the guys that are on the precipice, play, and college kids instead of the pros, right? I wish we had a better minor league than we do, because other teams' pro leagues are better than our minor league system. And that is why other countries has gotten better. Let's see. What do we got here? Robert Morton says, I would tell you the Pacific has always been weaker. The problem with the format. That's the problem with the format. Should go back to the old way. I don't know about that. I did like the 4-on-4, the way they did it this season. I like that because it creates rivalries. I do like the 3-and-3 with the wild cards. I will say that, right? I like that. I like keeping it because it does create the rivalries. And it does keep weaker teams out. And we've seen that. Where the West doesn't get in, right? And actually, see, I need to look at that. While I looked at those 8 teams, I don't think, those are the 8. Yeah, so those are the 8 that probably would have got in, because you got your 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, no, I got to go look at that again. Hold on a second. Let me go back and look at something here real quick. So in the West, or in the Central, you had St. Louis, Colorado. That's 1, 2. Colorado, St. Louis, Colorado, and then Dallas. Okay, so there was no, and then the Predators would have been the next West team. So in the East, or not the East, the Pacific, you had Vegas, Edmonton, Winnipeg. Those would have been 1, 2, 3. And then Calgary and Vancouver would have been your wild cards. That's what would have been your wild cards. Nashville would have kind of gotten screwed, even though they had the same points and the same points percentage. The Vancouver had one more regular season win and regulation win. Oh, actually, no. I take that back. Now that I look at it, if the tie would have gone to regulation wins, which it does, the Predators would have gotten in and Vancouver wouldn't have. So, yeah. So, see, Vancouver wouldn't even have made the Cup finals that year. Wouldn't even have made the playoffs that year. So, are you guys liking me or hating me? Only 8 of you watching. So, I got 4 of you watching from YouTube and 4 of you watching on my account. Nobody watching me on Twitter. Yeah, that's just the way it goes. Joshua says he's loving me, but Joshua's probably drunk or stoned, one of the two. So I don't know if I could take that. Sorry, buddy, just being honest and being pissed off. I'm Rob right now, where he is, the games start during his dinner time. So that's going to be a little bit hard. Joshua, he sewed her today. I appreciate that. Mary says she's loving me, but I love you too, Mary, and I appreciate that. You know what? Help me, guys. Help me figure out how to make the show better and bigger. Because it's got to. Because if it does, this is my livelihood. And if it doesn't work out, I'm done. Right? If I got to go back to delivering full time, the show goes away. Because I can't do it. Because when the games are, or when I will be working, and I will just miss all the games, I'll stop writing. It's just all going to go away. So unless we can figure out a way, and I say we because I need your help, because I'm blank now. I'm at a blank. Unless we can figure out a way to make the show bigger and more appeal to more people and get out to where they want it, I don't know what else to do. I really don't. And with that being said, that's right at the 50-minute mark. I think I bored you guys long enough. Just know I love you. I'll bleed blue with you forever. Yes, well, even though I'm critical, I'll still bleed blue with you. So this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha, mahalo. And I'll see you when I see you, I guess.